Hi, this Keep Teaching session is on creating pre-recorded lectures using Zoom. In this session, you're going to learn how long your recording should be, steps to record lectures in Zoom, and how to share out the recordings to your students, and other support resources. Upon seeing this session, you should be able to log into humboldtstate.zoom.us with your HSU username. You should be able to create and share content within your Canvas course and locate other Zoom help tutorials and support resources for future reference. One of the things when you start to self-record a lecture that you need to think about is that the length of the video is going to be shorter than a face-to-face lecture for the most part. Some of the recommended lengths of capturing video for interest on social media is 1 to 3 minutes. If you're doing a training or a trailer or a recap, it's like 2 to 5. Guides and tutorials, 6 to 10. And when you're involved with deep content, that's up to 20 minutes. The TED Talk zone is around 18 minutes. I'm not going to read this quote from a TED curator, but I will just sort of pause. If you want to read it, you can. All right. Videos are passive learning. Activities are engaging. So honestly, you could break down your self-lecture capture even more. This sets the great pace for mobile content and micro-learning. If you're tempted to film an entire lecture in one sitting, rethink your approach. A 45-minute lecture broken into 7 or 8 videos would be more effective, and it makes a perfect e-learning module. What is Zoom? Zoom is a asynchronous and synchronous communication tool, a web conferencing tool. There's lots of videos on the CTL Keep Teaching website, which really breaks down the various parts of how you use Zoom. So let's get started with Zoom and recording. How to record.
In this Keep Teaching video, we are going to go over how to do a quick lecture capture using Zoom, the web conferencing platform. To get to Zoom, the quickest way is to go to the Humboldt State University webpage, go into your My Humboldt page, and under the Faculty and Staff Resources is a link to HSU's Zoom portal. So this page takes a minute to load. The URL for that is humboldtstate.zoom.us, but this is the easiest way to not have to remember that. So you know you've arrived at it when you arrive at this lovely photo of Founders Hall. You can host a meeting directly from here. So I'm going to host a meeting with video on. It's going to download a Zoom client if you don't already have one on your computer. It's just a few processes that are going to run in the background. And there is our meeting. I have a webcam, so I have video going. I can stop the video. I can select which webcam I want to use. If you don't have one, you can completely run this without video. That is not required. The one requirement is the audio. So you do need to join with audio. You can join with the computer's audio. If for some reason it doesn't seem to be working, you can test the speakers and microphone. This plays a little tone so you can test if you can hear it. And then this plays an echo back. And then this plays an echo back to make sure that you've got a microphone and speakers that are working. Speakers are not nearly as important in lecture capture either, but you'll want to make sure that you are unmuted and that you are recording. So here's the record button. I'm going to record to the cloud. That is going to be the easiest way to share it with your students without having to download the video and take storage space on Canvas. So this alert may pop up repeatedly if you do not unmute yourself and it detects that you have conversation going. The last piece here is sharing your screen. There we go. So the share your screen has lots of options. You can use a whiteboard, you can share a file, and you can just share your PowerPoint and click through the slides as long as it's on the screen. So you can share your screen. I'm not going to share screen currently. That is the basic parts of lecture capture. When you're done, you can stop the recording. If you don't and you end the meeting, it will save the entire lecture for you. So that is lecture capture quickly.
Now let's move on to how you would share that recording out.
Hello, in this video on Keep Teaching, we will be going over how to share a Zoom recording in your Canvas course. So in this video, we're going to assume that you have already created a lecture capture or have a meeting recorded from meeting with your students, and we are now wanting to share that video on Canvas. So you're going to want to go to the Recordings tab from within humboldtstate.zoom.us, hit that Recordings button. We will have set these recordings to record on the cloud. So this is a list of the recordings that I have recorded. The meeting name will be here, and then the files are located here. So this is the most recent one that I did. They're all organized here with a date and time stamp, so you can tell the difference between multiple meetings. Even if they are using the same meeting ID, it records them all individually. So you're just going to want to share, hit this share button to share the meeting out. In general, we just share them publicly. We're adding them to our Canvas course, which is already password protected. You'll just want to copy the meeting recording URL. So I'm just copying that with the copy function on my keyboard. If you copy to the clipboard, it's going to copy the entire dialog box, which is okay, but we're adding it to a module in Canvas, so I want to copy just the link. So I'm going to go over to my Canvas course. I'm going to add to the same module as the class meeting. I'm going to add it as an external URL. I'm going to paste the link to the recording, and I'm going to name this something appropriate. Recording of class, maybe a date. If it's a lecture capture, you may just want to put an appropriate name for that. I am going to ask it to load in a new tab, and I am going to add the item. I'm going to publish it to make sure my students can see it, and now I'm just going to click in there so we can see what happens. This is what your students will see. This is a 26-second video, and it's automatically going to be added to your course.
So the other support resources that are out there, if you go to the Keep Teaching website, you're going to find all kinds of other short videos on how to use Zoom and how to incorporate it into your teaching. We also have the Center in Teaching and Learning email at ctl@humboldt.edu, and the phone number extension 4461. And you can also submit a help desk ticket or call them for support. Glad you stopped by. Keep teaching. Bye.